Imagine improving your life without making massive changes overnight. No extreme motivation. No perfect timing. No dramatic transformation. Just small habits. Repeated consistently. Because the truth is, your future is not created by one big decision. It's created by the tiny things you do every single day. The way you wake up. The way you think. The way you spend your time. The habits you repeat without noticing. And in today's video, we're diving deep into Atomic Habits by James Clear, one of the most powerful books ever written about self-improvement, discipline, success, and personal growth. So relax, and let's understand how tiny habits can completely transform your life. Chapter 1: Small Habits Change Your Destiny. Most people ignore small improvements because results are invisible in the beginning. Reading 10 pages daily doesn't feel life-changing today. Saving a little money doesn't feel powerful today. Exercising for 20 minutes may not transform your body immediately. But habits work like compound interest. Tiny improvements grow silently. And one day, the results become impossible to ignore. That's why the book teaches us. Success is not built in one dramatic moment. It's built quietly through daily repetition. At the same time, small bad habits slowly destroy life too. Constant procrastination. Poor eating habits. Negative thinking. Wasting time daily. These things seem harmless at first. But over years, they create frustration, stress, and regret. Your habits become your future. Chapter 2: Focus on systems, not goals. Everybody has goals. Millions of people want success, money, confidence, fitness, happiness. But goals alone don't change lives. Systems do. A goal says, I want to become successful. A system says, I will improve daily. Goals are temporary. Systems become lifestyle. The author explains something powerful. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That's why successful people focus heavily on routine. Because motivation comes and goes. But systems continue working even on difficult days. Chapter 3: Identity is the Real Secret. This is one of the deepest lessons in the entire book. Real transformation starts when you change your identity. Most people focus only on outcomes. I want to lose weight. I want to write a book. I want to become rich. But the better question is, what type of person achieves these things? Instead of saying, I'm trying to exercise, say, I am someone who values health. Instead of, I want to become disciplined, say, I am a disciplined person. Every small habit becomes proof of your identity. Each action sends a message to your brain about who you are becoming. That's why tiny habits matter so much. Because they slowly rebuild self-belief. Chapter 4: Environment Shapes Your Life. Many people think success depends only on willpower. But environment matters more than most people realize. Your surroundings quietly influence your behavior every single day. If your room is full of distractions, focus becomes difficult. If junk food surrounds you, healthy eating becomes harder. If books are visible, reading becomes easier. Human behavior often follows convenience. That's why successful people design environments that support good habits. Instead of depending on motivation constantly, they make success easier. Small environmental changes create massive long-term effects. Chapter 5: Make Good Habits Easy. One reason people fail is because they make habits too difficult. They try to completely change life overnight. Work for hours immediately. Follow impossible routines. And eventually, they burn out. Atomic Habits teaches us to start extremely small. Want to read more? Start with 1 page. Want to exercise? Start with 5 minutes. Want to meditate? Start with 1 minute. Tiny habits remove resistance. And consistency matters far more than intensity in the beginning. Because once momentum starts, growth becomes natural. Chapter 6: Breaking Bad Habits. Bad habits often happen automatically. Not because people are weak, but because behaviors become repeated patterns. The book explains that every habit follows a cycle. Cue, craving, response, reward. Understanding this cycle helps break negative habits. For example, if stress triggers mindless scrolling, remove easy access to distractions. If boredom causes unhealthy eating, replace the habit with something healthier. Bad habits become weaker when they become invisible, difficult, unattractive, unsatisfying. Environment and awareness change behavior faster than guilt. Chapter 7: Consistency Beats Perfection. This lesson is life-changing. Many people quit after making small mistakes. They miss one workout, then stop completely. They fail one day, then give up. But successful people understand. Missing once is normal. Quitting repeatedly is dangerous. Progress is never perfect. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Even tiny daily progress creates huge long-term transformation. One page daily becomes books completed. One workout daily becomes fitness. One disciplined action daily becomes confidence. Consistency builds identity. Chapter 8: Motivation is overrated. Most people wait to feel ready. They wait for perfect timing, inspiration, confidence, motivation. But action creates motivation more often than motivation creates action. Once you begin, energy grows. That's why starting is usually the hardest part. The author recommends reducing friction. Make habits simple enough that starting feels easy. Because motion creates momentum. And momentum creates transformation. Chapter 9: The Dangers of Negative Habits. The scary thing about bad habits is that results appear slowly. One unhealthy meal changes nothing. One lazy day changes nothing. One distraction changes nothing. But repeated for years, these habits quietly shape life. That's why habits deserve serious attention. Your future is hidden inside your daily routine. What you repeatedly do becomes who you become. And many people never realize this until years later. Chapter 10: Patience Creates Success. One reason people fail is because they expect immediate results. But habits often feel useless in the beginning. Progress becomes invisible. This is called the valley of disappointment. People work hard, but results arrive slowly. And most people quit during this stage. Successful people continue anyway. Because they trust the process. Eventually, small actions compound. And the results suddenly appear. Patience is one of the most powerful success skills. The truth is, most people want a better life. But they continue repeating the same habits. Same thinking. Same distractions. Same excuses. And slowly, years pass. But this book reminds us of something powerful. Tiny changes can rebuild an entire future. You don't need to become perfect overnight. You simply need to become slightly better consistently. One better decision daily. One better habit daily. One small improvement daily. And over time, those tiny habits create a completely different person. Atomic Habits teaches us that success is not about giant transformations. It's about tiny improvements repeated consistently. Your habits shape your confidence, your health, your finances, your mindset, your future. And perhaps the most important lesson is this: every small action matters. Because the life you dream about is quietly being built by the habits you repeat every single day.
If you enjoyed this summary, subscribe for more powerful book summaries, self-growth lessons, and money mindset content.
And remember, small habits may seem invisible today, but one day, they can completely change your life. See you in the next video.